Thanks for staying with us. This is Newsline. I'm Michael Chagani. I have with me long-hair Leung Kwok Hong, a legislative councillor who likely will end up in jail. Now, we talked about you going to jail, and we talked about the radicalism of your political party, the League of Social Democrats, and yourself. You know, you say that free expression is your right. Yes, it is. Many Hong Kong people think that you're expressing it too forcefully or too violently. Have you ever thought about expressing your viewpoints in the same way that other groups do, which is they go to rallies, they do it peacefully. Every July the 1st there's a huge rally. It's done peacefully. But every time you ever turn up at a rally, there's always trouble. Can't you do it the other way?
Of course.
Why don't you do it the other way?
Because, you know, I think the police treat us unfairly because it's political discrimination. You know,
because you do things too forcefully.
No, because it's politically it's too much for the government. Especially sometimes when we are in protest of the repression in China, and then you know why. You can guess. Take a look. Why there are always troubles happen in front of the liaison office? It's because the liaison office had already tried to tell the police to keep the orders outside the liaison office. I think it's totally outrageous because the liaison office is for the communications between mainland and Hong Kong. So why shouldn't they allow the Hong Kong Chinese to go there and express themselves?
It's one country, two systems. Why don't you stop your protests about June 4th, Tiananmen, and turn your attention to the many issues we have in Hong Kong?
I think it's totally ridiculous for anyone to say that. If I support the democratic struggle in Burma, so why shouldn't I support the struggle in
Why do you want to
homeland?
support the democratic struggle in Burma?
Because
there are so many problems in Hong Kong. Fight for those issues first.
It's all related. If there is no democracy in Burma, or there are no democracy in the entire Southeast Asia, can Hong Kong survive?
It can. It has done so before.
Not really.
You had Vietnam, you had North Korea, you had Burma, you had China. Hong Kong was in the middle of all that, and we did survive.
That is why.
You had totalitarian rule in Indonesia.
That is why in the 60s or in the 50s, the economic
we prospered.
No. The economic growth in that kind of area is very low. You know, the booming of the economy in South Korea actually started from the downfall of the military junta. It's crystal clear. Take a look on Taiwan.
Are you going to with C.Y. Leung Chun-ying being our new chief executive, are you going to play by the same rule book that when he turns up for questions and answers, or when he turns up for his policy speech, you're going to create problems, you're going to throw bananas at him, you're going to let loose balloons? You're going to do the same thing?
Well, first of all, he needs to show the goodwill. I mean, he was widely suggested he's a closet communist. Okay.
Well, he's denied he's a closet communist. People think he is, but he's denied it over and over, and on this show twice.
But it's a paradox. If he is a closet communist, he will always deny that he is a communist.
You think he's a communist?
I think so. But anyway,
you have no proof.
But anyway, he needs to prove it. Okay. First of all,
he signed a document saying he's not a member of any party.
About Article 23, the first thing he delivered the message about is the Article 23. He said, okay, now I'm going to do a consultation about Article 23. So I'm going to carry out the duty of a CE for the legislation of the Article 23. I think it's an open smash on the Hong Kong people, because just about 9 years ago, there were more than 500,000 people talk to the street and say no.
But that was 9 years ago.
Yes, but I don't think CY Leung had got any proof that the people, the mentality or the psychology of the Hong Kong people about the Article 23 have been changed.
That's why he's seeking a consultation.
He knew it quite well, that the majority of the Hong Kong people are still against the legislation of Article 23. He need to deal with this matter. So he rather say that he need to have more time.
So you're not going to give him the benefit of the doubt. You're not going to work with him.
He needs to do
as the new leader.
He need to be doing something to show that he is listening.
What does he need to do?
I think he should openly talk about the roadmap and the timetable about the universal suffrage, which will happen very soon.
Give him time. He's only been elected a few weeks.
No, it should be his principle. He should be always bear in mind about this kind of matter. Okay, Article 23, universal suffrage, and also I think, as a co-set communist, and he is only an agent of those mainland tycoon. He will change Hong Kong very rapidly.
You think so?
He will change Hong Kong into a quote unquote financial center, just to facilitate more
mainland tycoons?
Yeah, mainland tycoon to come to Hong Kong and take Hong Kong.
What about the Hong Kong tycoons?
That's why a lot of Hong Kong tycoon is very skeptical about CY Leung.
That's a point, because when CY went to Beijing a few days ago, he met with Hu Jintao, he met with Wen Jiabao, and the message is very clear: to bring unity, reconciliation back into Hong Kong politics. Can you see unity happen? Because, as you said, the tycoons were not very happy about CY Leung, right? So can you see unity being brought back to Hong Kong? There never was really much unity, but now there's a split in the pro-establishment camp.
Well, the first thing, I think after he was elected, CY Leung had already openly said that he will try his best to follow the 12th plan of China. So we have been planned. It's on schedule. And then he will do something inside the framework of the Canton and Hong Kong cooperation. He's going to do it. And
But I'm asking about unity in Hong Kong.
So if he's going to serve the interests of those tycoons and use his authority to benefit the red tycoon, so how, we all suffer. The tycoon of Hong Kong may suffer less, but you and I will suffer most.
Would you have preferred that Henry Tang won the election?
Not really, but now it's a waste of time to talk about what if Henry Tang will become the CE. Face
you
the
will
reality.
Still be throwing bananas at him.
Maybe I'll change fruit. Maybe he doesn't prefer banana, or maybe an apple.
Tell me what the next 5 years are going to be like in your mind. 5 years under CY Leung, many people say he's an unknown. We don't really know the real CY Leung. People say he's a chameleon. People say he's a wolf. What's going to be like?
I think he will try his best to make a better platform for the mainland capital.
What about us in Hong Kong? What's going to be like for us? Will he be able to keep the promises that he did to the grassroots, improve housing, improve wages?
I think you need to. I need to remind you. Actually, he have already denied a lot of his promise.
He's gone back on them.
Yeah. So he first about 2 months ago he got something like a platform, and then before the small circle election start, he openly denied a lot of those promises. That's why.
So you don't
Albert
trust him?
Another CY challenged him. So why you change face so rapidly?
Okay.
He doesn't respond at all. He didn't respond.
Okay, I've got 1 minute left. I'm going to go back to you, possibly going back to jail before the September elections. You know, the one thing they do when you go to jail is they're going to cut your hair.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? You're not going to be long hair anymore.
Oh, I think I feel maybe a lot. Well, maybe I don't know. But I think the first thing I need to do.
Are you going to keep that hair and use it for something else as a protest or something?
I cannot.
They won't let you keep it
unless I apply for a judicial review.
Would you grow it back long again?
Yes. I will not lose my head. I only lose my hair.
You know, Samson lost all his strength when Delilah cut his hair out in the biblical story.
Well, but I couldn't find a woman.
Not in prison anyway. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Good evening.